cannot believe that I could actually film in my own room. This feels so good. But like, I'm still getting used to like the adjustments I have to suppose. I think like how my room is gonna look on camera, because I don't want it to look really strange. And my hair is kinda curly, but the lighting here is really good because there's sun shining into my face. But I just want to say that I am a little bit sick, but that's okay because today I have something very amazing to share with you. It's not amazing. Okay, so I'm starting a new series, guys. It's called Story Time with Anastasia. I mean, it's pretty much story time is, why am I out of breath? You know, it's pretty much all over the internet, or YouTube in this case. But you know, everyone's stories are different, and I realized that in every single video my necklace is always to the side. So today I want it in the center. So yeah, my story time with Anastasia, new series, and it will be every Wednesday. I don't know. Look, we'll discover that after I upload this video, and then you guys can see which day I uploaded it, and then it'll probably be like, you know, on schedule. I'm slapping my wall right now. That's kind of weird. But so today I have this story to share with you guys. It's this time where I almost, not exaggerating, I almost died. Like, okay, there are a lot of incidents where I almost died. Gonna be honest with you. But I'll just share one of them with you because I was probably, I don't know, I was probably 5 or 6 or 4. Truth is, I actually don't remember. But I was 5, okay? So that's probably 4 or 5. That was probably 2006 probably, I'd imagine. Well, okay, so it was my cousin's wedding. Or my aunt's wedding, like someone's wedding, okay? I can't even remember. It was someone's wedding. We were in Thailand, and we were living in a hotel. And my mom, because I was still young, I didn't know how to put on my shoes, okay? So my mom told me to go sit on the couch, and my mom's gonna help me put on my shoes. So when I was young, we had this game where you put on your sport shoes, you put on your shoes, okay? Well, I was wearing sport shoes, so you put on your shoes, but then it's like, how when you feed a baby, they go in like an airplane, go, and then they go into your mouth. That's what my mom did with the shoes, okay? She put the shoes like they were flying into my feet, and I leaned back on the couch. But the funny thing is, I didn't lean back to like where the back of the couch is. I leaned sideways off the armrest of the couch. And what was next to the couch? A glass table. Well, we all know what's gonna happen next. I leaned backwards, smacked my head on the glass table, and of course, the glass table had a dent. It legit, the piece cracked and fell off, and you know what? If you can't take blood or anything to imagine blood, you better escape this video right now, because what I'm about to say next is gonna be pretty epic. So I smacked my head on the table, the glass chipped off, and there was like this massive cut like somewhere on my head, like pretty much there, I'd imagine. I don't know, I was so young back then. And of course, you know the first reaction you do when you're in pain is cry, yeah? Okay, so I was screaming, I was crying in the hotel room, my mom was panicking. She didn't realize, you know, until like she saw blood was like dripping off my head and like onto like the carpet, and the piece of glass chipped off the table, pretty obvious there. So my mom started panicking, and my aunt was in the room as well, like my mom's younger sister, and they were both panicking, and my mom put my head, first mistake, my mom put my head on the bed sheets, the newly made bed sheets. It's like when your head is bleeding like Niagara Falls on your head, you put your head on fresh white linen sheets. You know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a massive globe atlas of blood. It's legit, the map of the world is covered. The map of the world in blood is on the bed sheets. So there's this, I remember this for some strange reason. It was like this massive pool of blood on the bed sheets, and my mom was panicking, carried me out the hotel room, screamed at that dude who like calls a taxi. So I don't know why my mom didn't call an ambulance. I was bleeding out of my head. I was pretty much gonna die, okay? I'm gonna get like, what is it? Like when you lose too much blood from your brain, your like brainstem is dead and you go in a coma and all those kind of weird things. No, my mom didn't call a taxi. My mom didn't call an ambulance. She called a taxi. A taxi? A taxi. I'm bleeding out of my head, and I'm only very young. You don't know if there's any glass inside my head because it's legit really deep. Like, I think my mom told me if it was any deeper, I would probably it would cut off my nerves or something. I don't even know. My mom said that if it cut in like just a little deeper, I would probably be dead. I wouldn't be here telling you this story because I'd be in my grave. But I'm a lucky child, you see. And so my mom didn't call an ambulance. She called a taxi, and she was putting a lot of pressure on my head. I remember the blood was just, you know, it was really painful, of course. And of course, you know, my mom's pants were covered in blood. The taxi was covered in blood, I think. I don't know what my mom was saying, but I remember distinctively my mom was yelling at the taxi driver to drive faster. But we were stuck in traffic. There was no way the taxi driver could have drove through traffic unless you're like freaking drive a motorcycle, or you either crash through all the cars, like, you know, I don't know what TV show those, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, like when you bank robbery, you just drive through everything. You can't do that. I was like, mom's here screaming at taxi driver to drive faster, there's traffic, and yet my mom doesn't call an ambulance. I'm bleeding out of my head. I'm pretty much gonna die. Well, I made it to the hospital, Bumrungrad, I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. It's in Bangkok. So it's in the A&E, of course. I was bleeding, you know, I was probably covered in blood. My head was definitely covered in blood. And I remember the doctor distinctively said that I needed stitches. I remember my doctor having this conversation with my mom, saying that how, you know, if it cut in a little deeper, I would be having an operation, or I'd probably be dead or something. But nah. He said I needed stitches. How many stitches? I'm not sure. Somewhere between 3 to 6, okay? Yeah, 3 to 6 stitches. I don't know how many stitches. 3 to 6. And probably 5. I don't know. So I remember distinctively. I remember this. I was lying down like flat because it's on the back of my head, like here somewhere. So I had to lie down flat on the bed in the A&E. And this is gonna be funny. It's not funny, but you know, what's another word? Oh, ER. Yeah, right. I'm in A&E/ER, the same thing. So the doctor takes out this needle, gonna stitch me up, stitch my head up. He was still holding it, and I was already screaming. I was screaming before the doctor put the stitches in, and then I was like, you know, squirming. I was like moving around because who wants their head stitched? Like, I was only like 5 or 4. I don't know how old I was. Probably 5 or 4. I don't know. Whatever you're supposed to be in grade 1 or kindergarten or reception. Look, that doesn't matter. So he starts stitching my head. Of course, I'm screaming, and the doctor and all the nurses and my mom have to like press me down so I don't like escape or like move or jiggle around, because like, you know, if you put the stitch in the wrong way, you know, it's pretty bad. Yeah. So they stitch my head up, and they put like this massive band-aid on my head. And I remember the doctor said that hair won't come back out. So probably somewhere in my head right now, I don't exactly know where, probably somewhere there, I'd imagine, like here. I'm probably bald. Yeah, like bald. Why do I remember this so clearly? It was because the next day we were going for my mom's cousin's wedding, which is my mom's cousin's wedding in Hua Hin. And you couldn't wash your hair for like 5 days or something, or 3 days or 5 days, I don't know. And you know, my mom's cousin's wedding was at this venue with like this wonderful giant swimming pool with like water slides and everything, but you just had stitches. You can't have water on your head. You can't shower. Like, you can shower, but you can't wash your hair. and which means that there's no way I'm gonna go swimming in the pool, right? Mom found a way to get past this idea. Get a shower cap, put it on your head. Then it's okay. But I really looked retarded. Imagine a person who's wearing a shower cap in a swimming pool. Like, who's going down a water slide with a shower cap. Like, I don't remember, but my mom says that I met some friends, like, you know, how sometimes when you're a kid you just play with random people. Yeah, I played with these people in the swimming pool, and they asked me why I had a shower cap on my head, and I said that I have stitches, and they like freaked out. I remember that part when they freaking out, but I don't remember like the people I met. Like, you know, you only see them for like 3 days, and you probably never see them again for the rest of your life. But yeah, here's the story of how I almost got killed. Oh my god, that building legit looked like it just moved. But yeah, here's the story of how I could have probably almost died. But the funniest / most dangerous part was my mom didn't call an ambulance when my head was bleeding, when you weren't sure if there's glass inside my head, and I was bleeding everywhere, and my mom decided to call a taxi. And we were stuck in traffic, and I'm probably that close to dying, because, you know, just a little bit more deeper, I'd either be having an operation, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. But I remember all the pain I had to endure. That was crazy. And I remember my mom's older sister was with her husband in the floating market with my grandma, so like my mom didn't call them. My mom didn't call them until they came back from hospital, until we came back from hospital and told them what happened, and they legit freaked out. But I think that if my mom called them on the spot, I think things could have gone a little more crazier than how it should seem. But here's my story. Here's my first story here on YouTube. So I hope you guys like it, and subscribe down below for more, because I'm awesome. I don't know why. I'm really loving my curly hair. I mean, it's not curly, it's wavy, like just at the bottom. I like this kind of thing. And recently I'm also loving braids. So if you have any video requests or like anything you want me to do on my YouTube channel, because I'm pretty much just doing vlogs and monthly favorites because I don't know what to do, just leave it down in the comment section below. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!